Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we interview Katie Joyce about her bourbon journey. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Shawn Stevens and Katie Joyce.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello. Hello.
Hey-o. So, yeah, we've got a fun time today. We're going to be talking to Katie about her bourbon journey, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Katie said there's something else she wanted to talk about. What is that, Katie?
Yeah, so it's the day we're recording here. It's nice weather here in Missouri today. I was able to open the windows, get some of that fresh air going. I think this will air around the end of March as well. So when the weather starts to turn and it's getting nicer, we're finally getting rid of that winter, is there something that just like you get excited for, that you're like, this is my like springtime thing, that you're like windows open or whatever it may be, that just you can feel the renewed energy?
Yes.
For changing weather.
I'll go first because sometimes, we're not prepared for what the questions might be, and one popped into my mind, so I'll go first. One of the things that I get excited about doing, and it's a place called Bob's Drive-In. It's just 5 miles from my house or stuff like that. It's been in business forever. I don't know, the 50s or something like that. But it's crazy good. Their burgers are great. Some of the best burgers. It's either a drive-through or it's outdoor seating. There's no indoor seating or anything like that. So it's a lot of people, go, and they have all kinds of tables outside. They've got like a carport thing. That's the only kind of covered seating that there is. And that's it. So it's not a place you can go in the winter. So I look forward to getting a burger at Bob's Drive-In and enjoying that now that we have some nicer weather. That's kind of the kickoff to spring because we can't do that for a while. And hey, it's back. So let's go to Bob's Burgers and get that. So, yeah. And to Bob's Drive-In, I guess, not the TV show Bob's Burgers, Bob's Drive-In. So it's good though. Katie, if you're ever down south and kind of in Arnold area specifically, head over to a Bob's Drive-In, get a burger.
Okay.
Woo, it's fantastic. Yeah,
I'll check
really
that out.
Stuff.
That's a good thing too about the warmer weather. Good day for a drive.
Yeah.
Over there.
Makes it kind of nice. All right. Shawn, is there anything you think of when you're like, oh, spring's here? I'm glad because now I can fill in the blank.
I can get my hot peppers in the ground.
Oh, nice. I
have a garden in the backyard that's I grow between 80 and 100 different types of hot peppers every year. And then in the wintertime make salsa and hot sauce and powders. And so when the springtime hits, I look forward to going and getting my plants.
Yeah. Have you ever tried, I think it's called Cross Country Nursery out of New Jersey. I'm just checking right now online because I used to really be into this myself.
I've never used a mail order service. There's a imagine that. Now there's a family that owns a small greenhouse almost to Bardstown, and I hit them up. They grow a lot of slips, and I usually hit them up once or twice a day. And I've got blue ribbons for hot peppers from the state fair, so I really like putting my plants in the ground.
Okay.
Oh, that's really cool. And that's cool. You get to support like a local business, and you've kind of found I like that a lot.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. There's some cool things you can do. So yeah. I had a buddy when I used to have my corporate job. There was two of us that used to do the pepper thing, and we'd make sauces and all kinds of cool stuff, just like Shawn's talking. So yeah, if it's worth checking out, chiliplants.com if you get the chance. CHILE plants.com, just for the varieties. Gosh, they got like 500 different varieties. So that's where we used to order from. We both in the spring order our plants from there. But check it out. You can also get seeds. So if you're really into that more, check them out. I'll put in a plug for that. Miss Beka Sue, anything that you just enjoy spring for?
So I've got two answers.
Okay, we got a bonus one.
I have a professional answer.
Okay.
For work, I have a work answer, and I have my personal answer. Personal answer, I very much look forward to going to the grocery store and loading my groceries and not hating my entire life because it's too goddamn cold. And I'm just like tossing them in the car as quick as I can and still putting away my cart, but hating that I feel courteous and have to put away a cart. Very excited about that. Yeah. Not having to, just enjoying going to the grocery store again.
Yeah, that's good. I also like the fact you said you put the cart away because McNew doesn't. So
I always do.
And McNew is like, and if you call her out on it, she's like, well, I felt physically threatened. I felt like someone was there, and she'll just say that, like if it's too cold, yeah, she just leaves it there. You know, she doesn't. She's tired that day. So, I feel threatened. I feel threatened as I got to leave this cart out here. Yeah. I put it away every time. Yeah. Even if it's a long, I parked by the liquor store. I was at a place and then I went to the place I got the cart. I'm like, oh man, I really screwed myself here, but I walked it all the way back today because that's it. Yeah.
I put it back every single time.
Yep. Yeah, me too.
So here's my professional.
What's your professional?
My professional answer is once it starts warming up again, all that whiskey starts moving around a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
And then going into the rick house is just so much more satisfying once it's starting to warm up some and you're getting that angel share again. Because you get it a little bit in the winter, but not like you do in spring, summer, and fall. Because that's like the best thing to walk out to. And I kind of get sad when I walk out there in wintertime because I'm like, smelling around. I'm like, it's not as potent as it usually is.
Yeah.
And it
smells like old wood in here.
Yeah. It's like I want it to just like hit you in the face of just angel share. So that's what's fun about spring is that it's going to start to smell like whiskey once again.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, Katie, you asked the question. What are your thoughts?
So, well, the one is having the windows open in the house and not having to use air conditioning or heat. Either one.
Nice.
You just leave windows open. That's the
ultimate, right?
Fresh air. I wish there was a way to artificially create fresh air, which I'm sure there is in certain products, but I feel like it's just still not the same of like that true fresh air coming in from the windows. And then my other is because I have my pilot certificate is flying. And so I'm getting that itch again. It was really windy this morning, so I was not able to go flying, but I can feel it that I'm like, I need to be out there soon. You'll be out there. I need to get in the airplane and I need to be up in the air, up in my happy place. So it's
okay. What would that be, Katie? So say today was a great day. It was just perfect. There was no wind. Do you just get and circle around like a Sunday drive type of thing? Or do you go somewhere or what do you do?
A lot of times I fly for food. So I will go fly to either an airport that has a restaurant on the airport or that has a courtesy car. So like Litchfield, Illinois, I'll fly over. It's a short flight over there. And they have a courtesy car. And so I go to Jubelt's Bakery with the courtesy car that's less than a mile from the airport. And so I have a whole list of airports that I can go fly for ice cream or food. Or
that sounds like the ultimate. Yeah, that sounds really fun.
And so otherwise I'll just go fly and I'll just go fly around. I'll fly around the river. I'll go fly down. I'll follow the Mississippi down to see the arch and then look back around up to St. Charles, or I'll just go fly in circles over cornfields just for the heck of it.
What a horrible time.
Right?
Yeah. What a terrible time that sounds like.
Or I'll go like see friends. I'll text my friends like, hey, I'm getting ready to fly over your house. I'm coming to say hi. And then I'll rock my wings at them as I fly over. So
like Katie, though, I'm a fellow St. Louis. It means something to us. I never get tired of seeing that arch. To me, there's something cool about it. I probably people who aren't from here probably don't even get it. And they're like, who cares? For me, that means something. That means a lot. That arch is pretty darn cool. If I ever move from here, I always talk, maybe we'll move to Florida, but there'll be a prominent arch somewhere in the house just because I gotta have that part of St. Louis with me.
I have a picture of I was flying by the arch and my flight instructor was in his plane and he took a picture of, so you can see my airplane and then the arch in downtown St. Louis.
Yeah.
And so I had it printed onto a large canvas, and it's hanging in my living room.
Yeah, that's
and so
cool.
I did everything black and white, and then just my plane in color.
Yeah.
And so I've always said too, if I ever find out I'm terminal, I'm going to greatly consider flying through the arch. By the time they can process it,
hasn't that happened one time where someone did actually do that?
It may have when it was new.
Yeah, like a long time ago. I think someone did do that.
That's,
we're not recommending that. Don't do that.
No, that's a good way to lose your pilot's license and end up in jail. But I mean, if you're like truly terminal, then
right, you're like, this is the end of my flight career anyway. Yeah, this is epic. Here we go. So yeah, all right, cool stuff, and we look forward to hearing more about your bourbon journey. But before we get to that, I should note that Katie is on a 2-game winning streak here on Cork Pops. We're gonna have her start this one out. We'll see how it goes. We'll have her start it out. She's only competing against 3 other people for this one too, so her chances are greatly improved. All right, what do you got here?
And I have a new bottle as well.
Of course. It's the Heidi Eller approach. Yeah. Just buy new bottles. Yeah. Spend as much as you have to. It doesn't matter. You're going to win a Cork Pop.
I will say I won one with a non-new bottle here.
Okay.
I think this is the first time I've done that. But so right now I have Jefferson's Ocean Age, and specifically I have Voyage 16, which was the first Ocean Age I fell in love with. I have about 6 bottles of this that I stocked up. And so this is a new one. We'd just finished off a bottle. And so this is a new one that we're opening up. So this has become my special occasion.
Gotcha.
That I don't do very often.
All right. The microphone is in place. Okay. That's good. It's very good. Could be enough. We're going to toss it to Beka next because she's been doing samples. So she hasn't even been playing the game. So let's see what she's doing this time. Sample. She's not playing.
Another sample.
I don't want to feel the pressure here because we need to snap Katie's win streak here. But I'm going to
make a sound though, like screw it open.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That would have been good, actually. Katie's got the lead. I've got Pacific Flyway from our friends at Golden Beaver Distillery. Let's see what we got here. No, hardly a noise at all. Shawn, you got to win this thing, man. Seriously, come on.
I have a Pierce Lyons from Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, nice.
4-year-old Irish whiskey that was aged for 2 years in Oloroso in a sherry cask.
Okay. No, not enough. Katie, 3 for 3. 3 for 3. The streak is intact. So yeah, how about that? So Katie's killing it. So cheers, gang.
Plancha.
Yep. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking to Katie, how she got into bourbon, all that kind of good stuff. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Katie Posnot and
Jim Posnot.
And we are recording the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking to Katie Joyce about her bourbon journey.
Yes, we are. So, Katie, I'm going to kick this thing off. We'll have everybody ask you questions here, but I'm going to kick it off with, how did you get started with bourbon? How did you start to realize, hey, I kind of like this, and not only am I going to drink it, but I also want to do things like learn about it by listening to podcasts. And that's how you and I met. You know, you get into things. So how do you decide initially that you're a bourbon fan, and then how do you decide, man, I really want to get into this as a hobby?
Yes. So the year was 2017.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking. How can a bourbon journey of such a distinguished and knowledgeable and impressive specimen begin just 5 years ago? But
that's exactly what I was thinking. That was
really not that distinguished, or knowledgeable, or impressive, but here I am. And so I did a bourbon trail trip with my then sister-in-law.
That makes sense. That does it. They get you in.
Yeah,
they get you on that bourbon trail, and you're kind of a fan. It's over. They got you for life.
The true hook, where the hook really sunk in, was actually at Maker's Mark Distillery. Okay. One, freaking gorgeous. Yeah. And then also, so they talked about the Maker's 46 program. Yep. And I think, so I love learning. As an attorney, obviously I enjoy learning things, and I would hope I enjoyed school process, considering I put myself through that torture. So I think that's when I really saw about how much there was to learn, and you could just take different pieces of wood and put it into this and change the flavor of it. And then saw their tasting room there as well. And that's when I really was like, this is freaking cool, this whole process. And like I could feel like my world just expanded from there. And then the other part is that I am very much an extrovert. And so I love meeting new people, talking with people, etc. And the community surrounded around whiskey and bourbon has just been amazing. And so through Instagram, the people I've met and the friendships that I've developed, and then the people I've now met in person, including this group here, through ABV Network, and then through Whiskey Wednesdays, and all my friends that I now have. It's just been incredible, the people you can meet, and that you can just start talking about bourbon and have these people. So the learning and the people really speak to my soul.
It's wild, isn't it? You think about how much time and effort and things that you're doing now with your bourbon friends. And I that takes up a bulk of my time. In reality, I've got the same group of high school friends that I've always had, but really I spend most of my time with my bourbon friends, because everybody else gets lives and does different things, and focuses on whatever they're into, going to the lake, or and you kind of fracture a little bit with your bourbon friends are always there because you have that common bond. So it's wild how much. And look at all of us here. I mean, you take the bourbon out of the equation and be like, okay, remove everyone from your life that's bourbon related. Oh man! God. All of a sudden, we're Becca's in the all of a sudden she's waking up. She's in the wrong place. She's got to get there halfway across the country, and it's wild how much it's a part of our lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy. Shawn, what do you want to know about Katie and her bourbon journey?
What other? It's real hard to ask. I mean, how much further do you plan on taking it?
Okay, that's a fair question.
I mean, are you just going to do podcasts and be an occasional?
Will we ever see Katie?
You ever plan on
Katie Joyce Esquire brand? Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. I did a Zoom classes for the certified bourbon steward, but never went online and took the class to actually get the title. So that, I think, is definitely on my list. I could see myself going and doing like the executive level as well, for basically
great sponsor
anything
of the show. Yeah,
learn more about. Definitely interests me.
Yeah.
As far as like growing my collection, I feel like I've kind of hit what would be responsible to put money into bottles at this point.
Yeah, the problem with getting to a point where you don't want to spend much more money. I'm going to limit myself. Then what happens is you've got friends that have known you for 3 or 4 years. They know what you like. And the next time they come over to their house, to your house, they're like, oh, by the way, I brought you this.
Right.
And you look up and you end up with 24 bottles up here that aren't open because they've been gifts over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
When you get enough, you've got enough bourbon to where I don't need to buy anymore before I'm going to die before I
expire.
drink
Yes.
all of this.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm going to have to start like calculating this out of how much whiskey I have to drink if I don't buy any more bottles, of how long would it take me without just being drunk every single day of my life to go through.
Yeah. I plan on being popular in the zombie apocalypse. Old man Steven's got alcohol. You got anything to trade? Take it to Stevens.
Yeah. That's why you guys want to keep track of my kid and follow, because when I eventually go and they get rid of this collection, there'll be a lot of stuff you can get. Yeah, she'll be in charge. So yeah, she's a key contact for.
You guys are going to try to friend her in about a half.
Right. Yeah, be nice to my kid. Yeah. This. It's unbelievable how much she'll have. And she
I know your dad.
Yeah, she doesn't have any interest in it. So at least not now. I'm hoping. There's still hope. She's 25 years old. There's still hope that maybe at some point she gets into the bourbon. So we'll see. Beka, what do you want to know from our friend Katie here?
I want to know what your favorite bourbon cocktail is, excluding a neat pour. That does not count as a cocktail. Okay. And also, do you dabble in making any cocktails yourself?
Yes. Ooh, I like this question. Okay. So my favorite cocktail is an old fashioned. It's simple, but it's
classic.
And I like that I can actually make it at home as well. And so my favorite way to make it at home is I use Widow Jane 10-year.
Okay.
And Grand Marnier and cherry bitters and then cocktail cherries. Okay. And that's my favorite way to make it at home.
Okay.
I do enjoy. So I actually have been really enjoying making more cocktails with Bren. So that's one of my favorite whiskey brands. And so their estate cask is a little bit too sweet just for a neat pour. And so, but it works really well with kind of like the fruity, but not overly sweet cocktails, which I'd say is probably my favorite. And so mixing it with one, I mix with like limoncello and I think seltzer. So, but it's not overly sweet, but just refreshing. And so, yeah, that's
lots of ice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for cocktails, I went to New York in December and I was blown away with that you could go into their bars there and just tell them like what you were feeling for a cocktail. Like, I'm feeling like a peated, and like give them a description, or like, I was like, I'm in a citrusy mood, but not overly sweet. And they just like come up with this creation and then get your feedback and then make you another one. And like, that does not exist in small town Missouri. And so right. I'm lucky if I walk in somewhere here and I won't order an old fashioned in anywhere around me even. So
you get such a bad one. Yeah.
Like that whole like cocktail world out there of what people can create. I feel like my mind was just blown with what. And so I definitely have been dabbling a little more at home now to see what else can be done with cocktails.
Yeah. So last question, Katie, this is more along the lines of bourbon events. Is there something that you'd like to do that you haven't? I'm talking about festivals, going to a specific distilleries, maybe the ones that you haven't been to yet, going to places where you can meet the individuals. What's something that you're looking to do in bourbon outside of just drinking it?
Okay. So I definitely want to go to Ireland and visit distilleries in Ireland, which I hopefully will be going summer of 2023 for my brother's birthday. And then other events. I would say the whole like festival thing actually ends up being a little bit too much people for me, even though I'm an extrovert. I don't like huge crowds. And so I definitely like the experiences though of like going to distilleries and kind of getting that like behind the scenes tour.
You need to come to event, or one of the ABV Network behind the scenes events.
Exactly. Yes. So
come to that.
When I got to do the barrel tasting and barrel pick with you, Steve, at Wood Hat was really cool. And so I would love to do more of those. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, we can invite you to some of those. So
and I need to go see Beka.
Store. Yeah. You need to go see Beka. Yeah. I'd say that's huge.
We have airports all around us.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
The only thing is that you can't if I drink, I can't fly for 8 hours. So coordinating whiskey.
No,
and
you
flying,
can stay at Beka's house. I've just invited
my
you to
two
stay
loves don't love each other.
Now you have to deal with the hallway whiskey, though. That's the problem in the 8-hour deal. So,
I've been getting nervous. As we're recording, I can see it getting dark in there, and I can no longer see that barrel in the kitchen hallway there.
Yeah, she's going to stub her toe. Definitely.
It's great. It's dangerous. It's just a whole game. And I'm half blind anyways, so it's like I never know where I'm going.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right, Shawn.
Instagram at Bag and Facebook, the Copper Onion.
Professor Baumrag and Copper Onion. Okay. How about you, Miss Beka Sue?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. Farnance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.